When was the last time you actually enjoyed a strawberry, one that was perfectly ripe, sweet, and bursting with flavor, and it didn't cost you a fortune from the supermarket? Here's the truth most people don't realize. Those strawberries you're paying good money for every week, the ones that look beautiful on the outside but taste like nothing, they're picked before they are ripe, stored for days, and shipped hundreds of miles before they reach your kitchen. You are paying for disappointment. And the worst part? You don't have to. Right now, whether you have a garden, a balcony, or just a sunny windowsill, you can grow your own endless supply of strawberries at home. And I'm going to show you exactly how, step by step, even if you've never grown a single thing before. So if you're ready to stop buying strawberries forever, stay with me, because this video is going to change the way you garden. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 8 powerful steps that will help you grow endless strawberries at home, all year round, without spending a lot of money and without making this complicated. You're going to learn which variety to choose so that you get fruit continuously, not just once a year. You'll find out why most people accidentally kill their strawberry plants before they even get started, and how to avoid that completely. I'll also share the one feeding trick that makes your homegrown berries taste 10 times better than anything from the shops. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple, clear action plan that actually works, whether you're brand new to gardening or you've tried growing strawberries before and struggled. This is gardening made simple, stress-free, and enjoyable. Now, if you've tried growing strawberries before and it didn't go well, you are not alone. I hear it all the time. Plants that looked fine one week and wilted the next. Fruit that never came. Berries that were tiny and sour. Birds that got there before you did. And here's the thing, none of that was your fault. You just weren't given the right information from the start. Here at Stress-Free Garden Living, that's exactly what we're here to change. We don't do complicated. We don't do overwhelming. We believe that growing your own food should be enjoyable, rewarding, and something anyone can do, no matter your age, experience, or the size of your outdoor space. So let's get into it, starting with the very first thing you need to get right before you even touch a pot or a plant. Now, before we get into the steps, I want you to stay till the end, because step 7 is the one that most gardeners completely overlook. And it's the secret to never having to buy another strawberry plant ever again. Completely free. Completely effortless. I promise, once you hear it, you'll wonder why nobody told you sooner. Alright, let's start at the very beginning. Step 1, choose the right variety. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Not all strawberry plants produce fruit the same way. In fact, if you pick the wrong variety, you might only get one small harvest for the entire year, and then nothing. That's why the very first thing you need to do is choose what's called an everbearing variety. These are strawberry plants that are designed to produce fruit again and again throughout the growing season, not just once. 2 of the best everbearing varieties to look for are Albion and Seascape. Both are reliable, both produce beautifully sweet fruit, and both can keep going from late spring all the way into autumn. That's months of fresh strawberries, right from your own home. When you're at your local garden center or shopping online, simply look for the words everbearing or perpetual on the label. That's your signal that you've found the right one. Step 2, pick the perfect container or bed. Now that you know which plant to buy, where are you actually going to grow it? The great news is that strawberries are incredibly flexible. You don't need a big garden. You don't even need a garden at all. Strawberries grow beautifully in raised beds, hanging baskets, and deep containers, which makes them absolutely perfect for patios, balconies, and small outdoor spaces. But here's the one thing that is non-negotiable. Drainage. Your container or bed must allow water to drain freely from the bottom. Strawberry roots cannot sit in soggy, waterlogged soil. If they do, the roots begin to rot, and the plant doesn't survive. It's one of the most common reasons people lose their plants without understanding why. So whatever container you choose, make sure it has drainage holes at the bottom. If you're using a hanging basket, line it, but leave the base open. If you're using a raised bed, layer the bottom with gravel or broken crocks before adding your soil. Simple, and it makes all the difference. Step 3. Master your soil mix. Alright, now we're going to talk about what you put inside that container. And I want to be honest with you, most people skip this step or don't think about it too carefully. But your soil is everything. It's where your plant lives. Get it right, and your strawberries will thrive. Get it wrong, and even the best plant will struggle. Strawberries love a rich, slightly acidic soil with a pH between 5.5 and 6.5. Don't worry if that sounds technical, it simply means they prefer soil that is on the slightly acidic side, which is easy to achieve. The best mix to use at home is a blend of good quality compost, perlite, which is a light, white material that improves drainage and stops compaction, and loam, which is a balanced, fertile soil. Together, these three create the ideal growing environment that gives your plant's roots the air, moisture, and nutrients they need to really take off. You can find all three at any garden center, and many come pre-blended as a strawberry compost or fruit and vegetable compost. That works perfectly too. We're halfway through, and I genuinely think these next steps are the most important ones of all. Step 4 is where most home growers make a critical mistake that silently kills their plant, and step 6 is the secret to growing fruit so sweet it will completely ruin supermarket strawberries for you forever. Keep watching. Step 4. Plant at the right depth. Here it is, the single most common mistake that destroys home strawberry harvests before they even begin. When you plant your strawberry, there's a part of the plant called the crown. It's the little nub right where the leaves meet the roots, the central growing point of the whole plant. And it needs to sit exactly at soil level. Not above it. Not below it. Right at the surface. If the crown is buried too deep under the soil, it rots. If it's sitting too high above the soil, it dries out and the plant can't establish properly. Either way, the plant fails, and most people have no idea why. So when you're planting, take your time. Gently place the plant in the hole, spread the roots out, and carefully fill in around them. Then check that crown. It should be sitting right at the top of the soil like a little hat. That one simple check can be the difference between a harvest and a disappointment. And while we're on the subject of mistakes, let me share one more that catches a lot of people out. Overwatering. Strawberries need consistent moisture, yes. But there is a big difference between consistent and constant. A lot of people water their strawberry plants every single day, often with just a little splash each time. And that shallow, frequent watering actually does more harm than good. It encourages roots to stay near the surface instead of growing down deep. It keeps the soil too damp, which invites root rot and mold. And it stresses the plant in ways that reduce your harvest. The right approach? Deep watering, twice a week. Give the soil a thorough soak so the moisture reaches all the way down to the roots, then let it dry slightly before watering again. This encourages deeper root growth, which means a stronger, more productive plant. Step 5. Water consistently, not excessively. Following on from that, let's talk about the best way to actually water your plants. If you want to take the stress out of watering completely, consider setting up a simple drip irrigation system. These are inexpensive, easy to install, and they deliver exactly the right amount of water directly to the roots, right where it's needed. No guesswork. No overwatering. No forgetting. For those who prefer to water by hand, which is absolutely fine, the key is to water at the base of the plant, not over the leaves or the fruit. Wet leaves and fruit sitting in moisture can develop mold and fungal problems. Keep the water low and directed, and your plants will thank you for it. Step 6. Feed for maximum yield. Now, this is the step that changes everything about the taste of your strawberries. Once your plant starts to flower, and you'll see those little white blossoms appearing, that's your signal to start feeding. And the key ingredient you're looking for in your fertilizer is potassium. Potassium is what drives fruit development. It's what controls the size, the sweetness, and the richness of your berries. Supermarket strawberries are grown in huge quantities, often without proper feeding, and harvested before they are ripe. That's why they so often taste of very little. When you feed your home plants with a good potassium-rich fertilizer, look for ones labeled as tomato feed, which work brilliantly for strawberries too. You are giving your fruit exactly what it needs to develop fully. The result is strawberries that are genuinely sweet, genuinely flavorful, and genuinely satisfying. Feed once a week from the moment you see those first flowers, and keep going right through the harvest season. The difference in taste is remarkable. Step 7. Manage runners strategically, the secret to endless free plants. Alright, this is the tip I promised you at the start. And it really is as good as I said. As your strawberry plant grows, it will begin to send out long, thin stems called runners. These runners trail outward from the main plant, and at the end of each one, a tiny new plant begins to form. The plant is literally making copies of itself and offering them to you for free. Most beginners either don't notice these runners, or they cut them off thinking they are weeds. But here's what you should do instead: encourage them. Place a small pot of compost right beneath that little plantlet at the end of the runner, and pin the runner down gently so the plantlet makes contact with the soil. Within a few weeks, it will have rooted itself into the pot. At that point, you can cut the runner, and you have a brand new strawberry plant, completely free. Do this with every runner from every plant, and your strawberry patch will multiply season after season without you spending a single penny. It's effortless, it's rewarding, and it's one of the most satisfying things in home gardening. Step 8. Protect and harvest correctly. The final step, and it's an important one, especially if you have birds or squirrels nearby. Birds absolutely love strawberries. They will get to your fruit before you do if you let them. The simplest and most effective solution is netting. Drape fine garden netting loosely over your plants and secure it at the edges. It's inexpensive, easy to put up, and it keeps your harvest completely protected. When it comes to harvesting, patience pays off. Wait until each strawberry is fully, deeply red all the way to the tip before picking. That's when the fruit is at peak flavor and sweetness. Picking too early, when there's still any white or pale pink at the base, means you miss out on that full flavor. And here's a bonus tip: regular harvesting actually encourages the plant to produce more fruit. The more you pick, the more it gives. So don't leave ripe berries sitting on the plant. Pick them, enjoy them, and let the plant get to work on the next ones. And there you have it, 8 powerful steps to grow endless strawberries at home, starting today. Let's take a moment to think about what that actually means for you. No more paying supermarket prices for fruit that doesn't taste of anything. No more wondering where your food comes from or how it was grown. Instead, a steady, beautiful supply of fresh, sweet strawberries, grown right at home, on your terms, in your own time. And the beautiful thing about this approach is that it gets easier, not harder, as you go. Your runners multiply your plants for free. Your feeding routine becomes second nature. Your harvests grow larger every season. This is what stress-free garden living is all about. Not complicated. Not overwhelming. Just simple, smart steps that give you real results, and actually make you feel good about gardening again. You don't need a lot of space. You don't need a lot of experience. You just need the right information, and now you have it. Now, before you head off, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these 8 steps are you going to try first? Are you a complete beginner just getting started, or have you grown strawberries before and picked up something new today? Tell me below. I genuinely read every single comment and I love hearing your stories. And if this video has been helpful to you, if it's given you the confidence to actually go and give this a try, please hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are looking for exactly this kind of simple, practical gardening advice. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Stress-Free Garden Living. Every week, I share videos just like this one, straightforward, no-nonsense gardening tips designed to help you grow more with less effort, less stress, and a lot more joy. We've got videos on growing tomatoes, herbs, vegetables, and all kinds of fruit, all designed for real people with real lives, not just expert gardeners with perfect setups. So hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you never miss a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Happy growing, and enjoy those strawberries. You've earned them.